YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your favorite bipolar YouTuber, Uncle Tim. People been asking me lately, am I bipolar? No. Man, you sure change your mind so quick. It's called being a grown ass man. If something is not working, if you've been at a job for 5 years, you haven't got a raise, shit ain't went good, you got another job, I'm gonna just throw it out there. You making $10 an hour at this job. Okay. Ain't got a raise, got shitty benefits, whatever, It's a job up the street, paying $15 an hour. Same benefits and everything, but you get $5 more. What would you go? A lot of people say, well, I stay at the old company because I know this company and I know what it's. Man, get the hell out of here. You ain't gonna never, ever get anywhere with that mentality. Sometimes you gotta leave. Sometimes you gotta lead a mentality that you have, and adopt something better. Bro, I sit here from time to time, you know, from day to day, things change. My mood change, life changes, bro. I have new things going on. I don't know, where do a lot of people live where they don't have any problems? Most of their problems is surrounding toys. And I get it. And I'm like, it's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of my problems surround real life shit. And I'm not saying that yours is not real life, but man, sometimes I gotta step away from that. I look at every, interaction that I had from the day before and try to figure out what I did wrong in those interactions, bro, and try to correct situations. Not those past situations, but things going forward. That's what I do. I replay shit and I try to come up with the best outcome of a situation that I can. I was asked, what sets this channel apart from every other channel? Realness. A lot of other channels, man, sugarcoat shit. A lot of other channels, not every channel, but some kiss, a lot of these companies' asses for free promos and products and shit like that. Dude, you know what? I've been doing this for decades, bro. Buying stuff. And I've been happy to do it, man. But from time to time, you gonna go through something, man. You gonna feel something, and you don't feel some kind of way about what it is that you're doing. Like I said, man, I said from time to time I done bought a ton of stuff, man, and I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I was like completing, a certain run in comic books or trying to complete a certain team in basketball or Pokemon cards. But, like I said, it gets like that sometimes where you just get frustrated. And people don't give you that grace. They don't understand that, every now and then, it's okay to take a mental health break. Bro, you got to take a mental health break from YouTube from time to time because, again, some of the positive people would tear you down and some of the negative people would tear you down even faster, man. You don't know who to look at and who to turn to in most of these situations because everybody pretend to have your back. And I'm not lying. A lot of people pretend to have your back until shit jumps off. Man, I've been here doing this for a while. I was told I'm not showing enough of pickups and things like that. And I understand that because I pick a lot of stuff up, but I just don't show it. So I show it, and people are like, well, I don't like the format you're doing. You should do it like this. So I changed that. Oh, I don't like that either. You should do this. And I just said, to hell with it. You ain't don't like it anywhere it go, man. You just want to complain. And I get it. Just complain somewhere else because shit, I don't care no more. Dude, the thing is, collecting is something that changes you. It adds another layer or another dimension. See, to your personality, to your person, bro. You get out here, man, it makes you a little more interesting. My wife said, I love the fact that you don't collect all the same thing. It'll get repetitive. It'll get boring. She said everything is so different. It's like eclectic. It's so many different pieces. You got Transformers, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, Thundercats, Silverhawks, wrestling figures, man. You got all type of shit. Motu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z. You know, you got all type of shit, man. You know, and it's just like that's the way it's supposed to be for me. You got Blu-rays, DVDs, man, video games, Funko Pops. Man, please. I'm looking at it just like this, man. The way you collect is basically wired into your DNA, man. What you actually does or do, that's up to you, man. People try to make it seem like you supposed to be better than something. You know, Unc, you should be doing this. You should have all these hot toys, man. Get rid of all that junk you got up there and buy some hot toys. I said in one video, I said, okay, just donate. And people was like, oh, I didn't mean that. Why you need me to buy you hot toys? You should buy them. I don't want hot toys. You never heard me say hot toys. If you tell somebody you want to see them do something, they ask you to donate, and you start hemming and hawing, bro, stop. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, and I said, you would go broke trying to prove that you ain't broke to broke motherfuckers. Bro, that's real life. That's real language. That's real, just everything. That's facts. Bro, people can't see you with nothing. Why? Because they don't have nothing. You know, for the most part, they see you with stuff, man, and you winning and you shining bright as hell. You just, you know, like, oh, you buying this and you buying that. Man, I buy what I like. And that's what it is. Sometimes you see me upset because sometimes stores don't have things. And that's real life. When you looking on TV and you see everybody else finding every damn thing. They walk in the first store and they find every damn thing. They find Simpsons, Motu, Turtles of Grayskull. They find Motu Origins, Motu Cartoon Classics, Motu Revelations. Dude, then you sitting there, they finding Transformers. Then they sitting there finding G.I. Joe Classified. Then they sitting there finding Power Rangers. Then they sitting there finding, you know, like Marvel Legends. And you just, DC Multi. You looking, sitting here like, damn. And, you know, sometimes you get mad because they pass by all of it. Oh, man, I don't need none of that shit. You like, damn, in my area, we ain't got none of that. And like I said, you know how many DDs there is here? You know how many Rosses there here in Chicago? Bro, you might hit 100 between, you know, the surrounding suburbs and Chicago itself. Bro, you might hit 100 Rosses and DDs put together. Just serious, man. And you look at all of those because we have went far. Me and my wife, we went far out. You know, we were out visiting people and doing stuff. And we stopped in certain places, man, and it's dry as ass cheeks. You know, you may find one piece, bro, and I'm okay with that. But sometimes you look at it and you be like, man, you know, I guess all these stores ain't created equal at all. The distribution sucks. And that's what it is, bro. You sit back and try to explain to people your line of thought, your reasoning. People get mad at that because they're not trying to hear that. They, you know, want to hear you talk about failing and, you know, you ain't doing stuff. People want to sit there and shout and scream. You know, I was at work one day and a young lady fell out of her chair and this girl just started laughing and nobody else laughed. We all looked at her, the one who was laughing, like, damn, that's a demon right there, you know. Are you okay? You know, did you hurt yourself? This is what you should be saying. You don't laugh at people. You help them up. And this is what I'm talking about with this community. I asked somebody, where did they get something from? Oh, man, I'm not going to tell you my honey hoes where I find stuff. You think we don't tell you our honey? Motherfucker, I'm in a whole nother damn state. You in a whole fucking nother country. How is it that I'm going to fly all the way over to England and buy some toys and fly all the way back? What is the logic in that? I'm going to spend $1,000 damn dollars. What, between airfare, hotel stay, and car rental. Maybe more. Me, my wife, and, you know, just traveling. That'd be crazy as hell. To spend what, $100, $200? Man, that's bonkers, bro. This is what I talk about, man. You know, we don't want to help each other, man. We keep talking about these resellers tearing the community apart. You know, they can't stand to see us win. Man, half of the damn resellers are collectors, bro. You keep hearing people saying, well, I bought 5 of these and I sold 2. That way I get the other ones free. No, you see, you're a reseller. You part of the damn problem. But see, people don't like to add themselves to the situation. If you selling shit, you are a reseller. I don't give a damn. If it ain't something that was originally in your collection, like man, I'm fit to sell off some of these old Transformers or something. Well, I'm fit to sell off some of these old Funko Pops or Marvel Legends. That's a different story. But when you start talking about you bought something brand new and you selling, hell, it's telling you what it is. It's giving you the vibe of what it is. Man, I sit here sometimes and try to understand, why do people think I'm a damn idiot or something? Like I'm crazy, when I was talking about the house and people were telling me, man, no. What happens is, man, this is what you should be doing right here. You should be understanding that this is what we doing here. You should, regardless of what happened, and you should be buying a house. I said, that ain't how life works. When shit is bad, you don't buy. When things are really, really pricey, you don't do that. When you feel you're not getting a good deal, don't put your name on that damn dotted line. You selling your damn soul. Dude, do you know you've been bought, let me say this the truth way. Dude, you've been bought that house damn near 2 times over by the time it's all said and done. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you about to buy a car and they tell you how much it is a month and you multiply that by how many months and you realize, you be like, damn it, I done paid for this damn thing twice. This is why they tell you to try to, pay the car off early. To knock all that shit off. They got car notes for damn near 8 years now. And people are not looking at that. People are not finding that odd. You got cars where they're selling them damn near for $100,000? A Silverado? Really? You got trucks that they're selling for MSRP for damn near 100 grand. Bro, who buying that shit? What do it do extra? This is what I'm trying to find out. What do it do extra? What does it do that's different? Man, and this is what I've been trying to preach to people, man. The Cybertruck. People looking at me like, oh, man, you don't know. It's a sign of time. Sometimes you got to get with the new thing. Yeah, you do. Your damn note on that damn thing is damn near $8,000, and you trying to figure out where the hell your money going to come from to pay for it. Dude, this stuff is not cheap. It's not. Some of these damn car notes are like $3,000, $4,000 on these luxury ass vehicles, bro. And we sitting here thinking to ourselves like, oh man, I got this under wraps, man. I know what I'm doing. Again, I don't know how deep people pocket are, but I'm gonna say it just like this. I know how deep mine is, and I know I'm not going that far with any damn thing. And this is what I've been trying to preach on this channel. Know your limits, man. People will go broke buying fucking toys. And people say, well, you hollering about money. I'm not hollering about money. I'm hollering about how much it costs. Dude, I'm sitting here telling you that toys are going up to $35 damn, and people are like, well, that ain't no money. That's just regular chump change. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, damn, man, it's real. But you got all that stuff behind you, and you just are not, for some reason, grateful. I am grateful. I paid for all of it, just about 98%. Between my wife, myself, and Sunchi, and a few other awesome YouTubers, commenters and subscribers, helped out. Dude, all I can say, and I think a lot of people don't understand, when you're collecting, you're showing a piece of yourself. And see, a lot of times people don't want to see the truth. A lot of times people want to see, negative things. Man, I was talking to a guy the other day. I said, if a guy came to you and you found out he cured cancer, I said, which one would you remember? He cured cancer or he owed child support? I said, the thing that you remember right now is he owed child support. I said, nobody will remember that this motherfucker just cured cancer. Your mind is focused on the negative shit. That's how a lot of people mind is. It's focused on the most negative stuff because you don't want nobody to be better than you. You got people competing against you that you don't even know about, bro. People ask why your shit seems so different than everybody else. Why do people like you? Dude, I don't know. I come here, I talk to you, I be keeping it real, man. Look, shit, I go through problems. Maybe you going through problems. People say, do you go through relationship problems? No. A lot of that shit is some stuff that I know from people, and some of it is from my past. Bro, I know people that still going through some shit. And you try to get them out of it, man, but you can't save everybody. And this is what I talk to you about. Collecting is a way of life. Before, when I was in relationships, I didn't show this. But now, when I first met my wife, I showed her this. You seen it coming in. I had a whole room that was decked out sharp as hell. You knew going in what I do. So it ain't no questions. I see if it was sprung on you, like I see if I'm sending some exuberant amount on toys and things. I'm not. Dude, sometimes I don't even buy anything. Sometimes it could go 2 weeks. You think I'm still buying stuff. I get some stuff that I had ordered a long time ago because this is how shit works. Stores have delays and every damn thing, and you just sitting here trying to understand what just happened. Again, I'm gonna say it again. It's your Uncle Tim, your favorite bipolar YouTuber. People think you're crazy when you don't follow scripts. I don't follow scripts, bro. I go on with my life. If I see something ain't working for me, I'm quick to cut that shit out. Because trial and error. You should know if you try to make some shit work and you know it ain't meant to work, that's on you. You can't go blaming it. Oh, see, you can see this is why this ain't working right now because, see, he doing this. Dude, I remember at work, I was at this other job. Not kid you not. They had these big ass pans of chicken. We were leaving at night and they said, hey, if you want the chicken, just take the chicken. If you want a whole pan, 2 pans, 3 pans, take it. I don't give a damn. We trying to get rid of that tonight. I took a whole damn pan. The guy, when he seen me downstairs, said, I see, I wanted some, but see, he took the whole pan. I said, there's 5 other pans up there. They told you to take what you want. I said, why are you complaining about me? You see what I'm talking about? Instead of getting what you want, you too busy worried about what I'm doing. And that's what it is. I used to work other jobs and people used to hate me. I never really wondered why. I don't blend in with bullshit, bro. I don't participate in nonsense, bro. I don't talk to people who ain't about nothing. I used to look at people where I'd be sitting there and I used to talk to these people and we used to laugh and talk and everything. But I noticed when they come around me, they somber, they about to cry, falling out and everything. But with everybody else, they laughing and giggling, they performing like a motherfucker. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. And this is how you gotta be with everything else, man. It's not bipolar when you know your life. See, everybody else know their own life and they know their limits, allegedly, because I can't say if people do know their limits, man. I'm not one about $1,000 toys. I'm not one about $500 toys. I don't see the value in that because it don't make sense for me. I'm not saying it shouldn't make sense to whatever, but it don't make sense to me. Anytime I'm spending that much money, I need to know why am I spending it. Oh man, this is the best toy out there, man. It may be, but man, it's just wild though. I was talking about Hulk Hogan the other day, and I did like a short on a custom Hulk Hogan someone did and was selling on eBay. And people say you ought to be ashamed of yourself talking about Hulk Hogan. He was racist and all. I don't know if that's true or not. Half of the black wrestlers that he wrestled with said that wasn't true. But see, a lot of shit is taken out of context. And if he is, that got nothing to do with me. I grew up on that. I grew up on Hulk Hogan. It's not illegal to be racist, bro. People racist as fuck out here. But you want to hold him accountable for every damn body else. Hold the right people accountable, bro. I grew up on Hulkamania, man, and it wasn't sending out no messages to me. He was just like, I'm a real American. You know, that was his slogan, man. You know, I'm a real American. Fight. You remember he had a movie and everything, and it was just something, man. And this is the thing that I look at. People don't peep, the end game, man. You can like people without liking people. I can like your music. I can like your wrestling. But I don't have to like you as an actual person. Dude, stop idolizing people. People be out here idolizing people and getting mad that they don't live up to their expectations. Dude, I don't expect anybody to live up to my expectations of how I want them to be, man. Come on, man. It's just real. But to later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.